Long before modern borders were drawn, the Magadha Kingdom spanned ancient India as a wealthy civilization. Tucked within its borders was the town of Kuchelapuram. Living there was a woman named Charumathi. She held no titles and commanded no armies. She was a deeply devout, completely ordinary citizen, managing the daily rhythms of her household. That quiet routine broke one night. Goddess Mahalakshmi appeared to Charumathi while she slept. The goddess delivered a strict procedural set of instructions. She mapped out a sacred ritual, the Varamahalakshmi Vratha, detailing precisely which day to observe it and the exact steps to follow. Waking up, Charumathi faced a deeply human conflict. She had to figure out if she had genuinely received a divine directive, or if her own mind had simply constructed an incredibly vivid dream. A divine instruction alone doesn't trigger a physical event. To pull a private belief out of the mind and into reality, a person has to make the terrifying choice to act on it. Charumathi took that risk within her own home. She spoke up and shared the impossible details of her dream with her mother-in-law. Expecting skepticism, she instead found immediate support. Her mother-in-law encouraged Charumathi to follow the steps exactly as instructed. That validation within the household provided the necessary spark. Without that initial support, the dream likely would have remained an unspoken memory rather than an actionable plan. Armed with that confidence, Charumathi stepped outside her home. She went through Kuchelapuram, gathering local women to share the specific instructions she had been given. The women agreed to observe the ritual together. They performed the puja with absolute precision, trusting completely in the exact method handed down from the vision. By executing these exact steps in unison, the women amplified the ritual. It shifted from a single person's private act of devotion into a synchronized, community-wide engine of belief. The physical response to that collective action was immediate. Solid gold bangles suddenly materialized on the wrists of every woman participating in the prayer. The phenomenon quickly scaled beyond their bodies. Their everyday houses rapidly transformed into sprawling estates filled with grain, wealth, and lasting abundance. This extreme physical manifestation of prosperity only occurred because they acted together. The result required a shared, communal execution of faith, proving the mechanism relies on group participation. The physical evidence in Kuchelapuram was impossible to ignore. Word of the transformed town quickly broke local containment and traveled across the expanse of the Magadha Kingdom. The ritual spread through strict geometric replication. The specific instructions had to be memorized and passed down precisely from neighbor to neighbor and mother to daughter, carrying the original framework across the continent. We can track the survival of that strict oral tradition into the present day. The physical proof sits right on the wrists of practitioners through the tying of the sacred yellow thread, or Dora. The ritual protected itself from fading away because its mechanics demand community interaction. By requiring acts like offering the bagana plates to other women, the tradition ensures it can never become isolated to a single person again. The context has shifted completely from the ancient borders of Magadha to today's globally connected society, yet every Shravana month, millions of modern households still arrange their homes to observe the Varamahalakshmi Vratha. When families perform this ritual today, they are executing a precise historical reenactment. They step into Charumathi's exact ancient sequence of communal faith. The promise attached to that sequence remains intact. Those who maintain the chain and complete the steps are guaranteed marital harmony, physical health, and righteous prosperity. The survival of the Varamahalakshmi Vratha shows the mechanics of how a single, private dream enters reality. It requires a person brave enough to share the vision, and a community willing to believe it and act upon it together.